back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is for entertainment purpose only. This is the case of the Idaho quadruple murders. May the 4 victims rest in peace. Condolence to their families. This clip from Inside Edition with Elvira Congalves, KAYLEES' older sister, is interview is extremely important, I believe. I've been searching for it for months, finally found it. You will hear Elvira saying that her sisters, Kaylee and Maddie, did everything right that night. They shared the party ride, the private driver, on the way back home, and they were at the grab truck. They were doing the buddy system. But what is interesting is she said that they let their dog out for potty. So if they let Murphy out to go to the toilet, they would obviously be walking with the dog. Did something happen to the girls while they were walking with Murphy? That's what I always wondered, and I have a couple of theories for that. Just listen to this, please.
Few answers after 4 students at the University of Idaho were found murdered in their off-campus house. Authorities are calling it a crime of passion. Here's Stephen Fabian.
It's the chilling last photo of 4 University of Idaho students taken just hours before they were found murdered. They were identified as freshman Ethan Chappett, his girlfriend Zana Kernodle, Kaylee Gonzalez, and Madison Mogan. It's being called a crime of passion. The killer or killers used an edged weapon such as a knife, police just revealed. I spoke with Kaylee Gonzalez's sister, Olivia, who described the last night of the students' lives.
My sisters did everything right. They went out in the buddy system. They went out together. They Ubered out. They stopped and got food. They Ubered home. They let their dog out to go potty. And then they locked their house up. They did everything right. And this still happened.
A crime of passion. The killer or killers used an edged weapon such as a knife, police just revealed. I spoke with Kaylee Gonzalez's sister, Olivia, who described the last night of the students' lives.
My sisters did everything right. They went out in the buddy system. They went out together. They Ubered out. They stopped and got food. They Ubered home. They let their dog out to go potty, and then they locked their house up. They did everything right.
We heard Elvira, Kaylee's older sister, clearly saying that they let the dog out to potty. For potty. So if they let the dog out, they would have obviously walked with the dog. And if the Linda Lane footage is right, which is false for now, we hear the dog barking and somebody calling the dog. Did something happen to Kaylee and Maddie while they were walking the dog or searching for Murphy to bring him back home? Did they let the dog out and did someone take the dog and hide him? Like maybe the co-owner of the dog, allegedly. The suspects, basically. And they went searching for the dog, Kaylee and Maddie. Something must have happened there. Because clearly, Xana and Ethan, something happened to them earlier, around 2 to 2:20 a.m. You could see the people in the grub truck yelling Xana's name. Whether it was a fight club, whether it was the Sigma Chi fraternity boys, some of them allegedly, who had a fight with Ethan and Xana that night. I believe something happened to those to victims early on. Something happened to Kaylee, I believe, when she let the dog out.
Buddy system, they went out together. They Ubered out. They stopped and got food. They Ubered home. They let their dog out to go potty, and then they locked their house up. They did everything right. And this still happened.
Social media videos show Kaylee as a fun-loving, vibrant young lady enjoying campus life with her sorority sisters inside the 6-bedroom off-campus house where the murders took place. They were murdered between 3 and 4 a.m. Sunday, and their bodies were found later that morning. The medical examiner has reportedly ruled out a murder-suicide, but even with a killer still out there on the loose, authorities say there's no risk to the other students on campus, and that between 3 and 4 a.m. Sunday, and their bodies were found later that morning. The medical examiner has reportedly ruled out a murder-suicide, but even with a killer still out there on the loose, authorities say there's no risk to the other students on campus, and that's all adding to the mystery.
And murdered. News Nation learning detectives continue to analyze surveillance video, including from an apartment building near the crime scene. The owner of the building told me his cameras picked up a light-colored car going normal speed just before 3 a.m. the morning of the murders. He says police got the video 1 or 2 days after the killings and told him the FBI was going to try to enhance the video. It's unclear if that is how detectives came up with the white Hyundai Elantra that they're looking for.
We have looked at massive amounts of video footage, especially in the critical camera areas, and we've looked at the 24 hours prior to and 24 hours after of those, and now we're extending that out even further to other cameras and other time frames.
Meanwhile, learning detectives continue to analyze surveillance video, including from an apartment building near the crime scene. The owner of the building told me his cameras picked up a light-colored car going normal speed just before 3 a.m. the morning of the murders. He says police got the video 1 or 2 days after the killings and told him the FBI was going to try to enhance the video. It's unclear if that is how detectives came up with the white Hyundai Elantra that they're looking for.
So one of the neighboring apartments near the crime scene gave the camera surveillance in where a light color car that could be beige, cream, white, silver was driving around the area around 3 a.m. Not 4, not 5 past 4, not 3:25, but 3 a.m. That's the reason it doesn't add up with Brian Christopher Koberger's timeline.
Including from an apartment building near the crime scene. The owner of the building told me his cameras picked up a light-colored car going normal speed just before 3 a.m. the morning of the murders. He says police got the video 1 or 2 days after the killings and told him the FBI was going to try to enhance the video. It's unclear if that is how detectives came up with the white Hyundai Elantra that they're looking for.
If the car was seen at 3 a.m., I wonder if it's the same car that they showed us in the beginning of the case. You can see the headlights of the car, and that is in front of the girl's house. So my theory is if Kaylee took Murphy out to potty, or she let him out, did something happen outside? Because we saw allegedly Maddie's black long jacket in the bushes near Taylor Avenue. So is this all connected? Sorry that the picture is shaky. You can see the car headlights there. And you can see the undercover cops there. Their car. This car was seen at 3 a.m. And we saw the black truck going in front of the undercover police in Taylor Avenue at 3:01. You can see the car there. This is when the unlivings happen, I believe. Especially for the girls. Because they called Jack right up to 2:52. You have David Lodge and his two friends behind. They're hiding themselves when Maddie and Kaylee walked in. They turned towards the glass window. You have Jack Showalter there. You have Joe Vito, Aiden, the girl in white. I believe everyone's playing a role here. The people in the grub truck definitely know something. Look at David Lord just standing with his hands in his pocket. You see David Lodge again?
And appears to be watching them. The time, 1:30 a.m. After ordering, Maddie sees a friend and embraces him. When their food comes, Kaylee takes a short video to post on social media, and they walk off together. Look, the man gestures towards them and then heads in the same direction. It's believed police know who he is. Kaylee's sister Olivia watched the video.
Kaylee was aware of her surroundings, maybe a little overly aware, which is also why all of this is so confusing to us, because Kaylee's not stupid. She's a smart girl. She's a strong girl. She's a mean girl. She's a fighter.
The night began at around 10:30 p.m. when the friends took an Uber to a downtown bar called the Corner Club. It was a party atmosphere, with Kaylee and Madison described as being in good spirits. They left a little after 1 a.m., and that's when they stopped by the food truck. 1:56 a.m., the girls take an Uber home. They were stabbed to death between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. that morning, along with their friends Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle.
Very interesting how 4 students can be overcome by one person with a knife, not a gun.
One possibility being explored is that the students were all sleeping when they were slain. The medical examiner described the crime scene inside the 6-bedroom house as horrifying.
It was very, very traumatic.
Have you seen anything like that before?
No.
Police have not identified any suspects and are appealing for calm today as frightened students flee the campus. We hear you and we understand your fears, police said in a statement. We do not believe there is an ongoing threat. Investigators say the murders were targeted. It's being called a possible crime of passion. Another theory is that it's a burglary gone wrong. They have ruled out murder-suicide. Kaylee and Madison were inseparable, lifelong friends. They grew up together, close as sisters. In a statement, Kaylee's family is speaking directly to the killer. We will find you. We will never stop. The pain you caused has fueled our hatred and sealed your fate. Ethan Chapin's parents are also speaking out.
There's not drugs involved. There's not some weird love triangle. We will not let this sink us or sink our kids. Because if anything, they have to go on and shine Ethan's bright light on their own.
The day of the murders, the doomed friends posed for this photo, along with 2 other students. Kaylee posted, "One lucky girl to be surrounded by these people every day."
A number of classes have been canceled indefinitely. One faculty member tweeting that he cannot in good conscience teach again until a suspect is in custody.
This is a theory that I'm thinking of. Could it be possible that Kaylee and Maddie went to walk Murphy the dog like Kaylee's older sister said, that they let Murphy go out to potty? If for some reason they came out and they didn't lock the door, somebody could have been hiding behind the bushes, or somebody could have attacked them and ran towards Sigma Chi, because we saw 4 or 5 figures running. Because let's remember that we hear a female saying, "Stop it, stop," or "Stop, stop it." Chris McDonough has already proven that. So was Kaylee or Maddie being pulled and grabbed when they were yelling, "Stop it, stop"?
Hey guys, Moscow PD. You over here to talk to me? Moscow PD. Hey, is that beer? Is that beer in your hand? Yeah, I'm 21. You got any ID on me? No. I'll take you back to my apartment if you need. Okay. Huh? No, they just took off. I told them to stop it. I'm not gonna push it. You got your ID in you? I don't. Okay. I'm gonna grab your info just because you got beer and you're walking out with it. No, it's close. Okay. Sorry. No, you're good. I live like my dog to my feet. No, we're just doing alcohol enforcement and running around beer across the street. Alright, sorry about that. You're good. What's your last name?
Performed, did they have a visual on those two coming home? And did they also have a visual of potentially, Kaylee and Madison coming home? So that said, I'm not going to show you the whole video because you guys have seen it 1,000 times already, but I was really interested in that 0 to 50 to 0300 time. So 2:50 in the morning to 3 in the morning. Okay. And what was the first time on the timeline? What time was the last call? Do you remember?
2:52.
At 2:52. Okay.
This is the interview room, this channel. Please like, share, and subscribe to Chris McDonough and Karen. Chris McDonough is the same former detective and the detective of the Cold Case Foundation. He's the same person who found the glove outside the house. That's one of the 3 unidentified male DNAs that Ann Taylor has been pleading with the court and the prosecution to hand over the evidence. So the question he asks his Karen, his wife, is what was the timing that Kaylee and Maddie called Jack? If you remember, Kaylee called Jack 10 times and Maddie together. 2:52, Maddie and Kaylee called Jack. Kaylee calls Jack 7 times from her phone, and Maddie calls Jack 3 times from her phone. And then at 2:55, 55 and 16 seconds is when I believe you'll hear the stop it, stop, somebody saying. But it could be somebody in the Sigma Chi fraternity near those areas, maybe some people walking to a party or coming from a party. But the police have not explained that to us. And since they released this body cam, it is kind of interesting to know if they have figured it out themselves. It could either be someone walking, playing around and saying stop it, stop, or it could be coming from the house itself, from the King's Road, 1122 King's Road. But Chris will explain it much better than me, I guess.
In the morning to 3 in the morning. Okay. And what was the first time on the timeline? What time was the last call? You remember?
2:52.
At 2:52. Okay, now AM. Now we're going to go to 2:55 and 16 seconds. All right? Put your seatbelts on. And I'm going to play this a bunch of times.
Driver license? I don't have it. No, in general. Awesome birthday. Yeah, lucky birthday. Yeah, driver license? I don't have it. No, in general. Awesome birthday. Yeah, lucky birthday. Yeah, driver license? I don't have it. No,
Okay. Oops, where did it go?
Yeah, lucky birthday. Yeah.
Okay, at 02:55, 16, you can hear, and this is another part. If you have headsets, put your headsets on or put your earbuds in. Okay, we're going to take a second here. Put your headsets and your earbuds on. Okay. At 02:55 and 16 seconds, and I did a bunch of replays here. And this microphone is facing the house on that body camera. Okay? Tell me what you hear.
Yeah, driver license? I don't have it. No, in general. Awesome birthday. Yeah, lucky birthday.
I've listened to this thing 1,000 times. I'm going to submit to you, somebody is saying stop. Now, who that is, I have no idea. But as an investigator, if I was on this case, I would say, what am I hearing here, and isolate this audio. Okay, very carefully. Listen to it again on replay.
Yeah, driver license? I don't have it. No, in general. Awesome birthday. Yeah, lucky birthday. Yeah, driver license? I don't have it. No, in general. Awesome birthday. Yeah, lucky birthday. Yeah, driver license? I don't have it.
Okay, now this one is the other officer who is writing a ticket, and it's a little bit further up at about 312.45, where I saw some things where people were saying, yeah, there's somebody else yelling in that. I don't think so. I think it's the officer ripping his ticket and handing it to the individual. I blurred them out because they were all juveniles. Okay? So you're going to just hear a click, and that is not somebody in the background, okay? I.e. a person. It is a ticket book. Right there. Other camera on the other officers who's up by, now facing towards the house again at also 02:55, 16. And this is what I think I hear.
Yeah. 19. Yeah. Okay, there is.
That one is a little clearer. Stop it, stop. I'm going to play it again. Listen.
19. Yeah.
There is 21. Karen, what do you think?
You can clearly hear it. You can definitely clearly hear it from that officer's body cam. My question is, it's going to be an obvious question. Were there other students or young people in that field far away where it got picked up, right? I mean, I'm looking at this, where else could those screams have been? And that's a pretty big field, and the obvious question would be, were there other students out walking through there, playing around, messing around perhaps, and is that what we're hearing? Or is it coming from the house?
Great question. And so the last phone call is 0252, and you're hearing this at 0255, 3 minutes. Is that enough time to go into the room, or if you're already in your room making phone calls, is that enough time to turn off the lights and go to bed? And is that a male or a female that you're hearing?
It's definitely a female's voice, because it's a higher kind of octave. But again, my question is it coming from somewhere else outside, in that, down that field area, or where exactly is it coming from?
Yeah. 19. Yeah. Okay, there is. That one is a little clearer. Stop it. Stop. I'm going to play it again. Listen. 19. Yeah. Okay, there is 21.
Could this have possibly happened when Kaylee and Maddie went out with Murphy? Olivia said that her sister Kaylee took the dog out or let the dog go out for potty. And that is important because that changes things. They could have left the door open. They could have been grabbed outside. I believe Kaylee and Maddie were unlived last. May they rest in peace. I believe Xana and Ethan were unlived first. And I personally believe that the Sigma Chi fraternity boys know more than they're saying. In the grab truck, there were over 15 people I could count from the fraternities and especially Sigma Chi. Right after their party, a quadruple murder happened. In April, after their party, that young boy, Hudson, was found in Paradise Creek, dead in the creek, in the ice, trigger warning. And he came from a fraternity party too, that Xana, Maddie, and Maddie's boyfriend Jake attended. Then you have Hannah Clear, who was allegedly bullied, and that was an overdose. Nobody found her body for 3 days. So are all these people just dying mysteriously? And then we have the coroner who says that the toxicological report isn't important. I find that to be really concerning. But we've heard from the beginning, the first 49 days before they arrested Koberger, we heard that the murders happened between 3 to 4 a.m. and that car was blinking and flashing its light in front of the girl's house at 3 a.m. We saw the black truck driving in Taylor Avenue at 3:02. We saw the figures running. Pay attention to all these things are happening between 2:52, as soon as the girls hanged up the last call, right up to 3:20. And the apartment owner said that she saw a light car. A light is not completely white. A light car driving around the area near Kings Road around 3 a.m. I showed you that in the beginning. Justice for the victims. Please like, share, and